Hey family, it's your girl Chef Evelyn here, and happy 2019. Listen, I know I'm late, okay? I know it's like ain't nobody even saying Happy New Year no more, but I'm saying it to you. I haven't talked to you in a long time. I haven't had a video for you in a long time, and I just wanted to say Happy New Year. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how to prepare for a Daniel fast, because from a culinary standpoint, because I know a lot of you that follow me, you fast either throughout the year, or maybe you fast with your church at the beginning of the year, or maybe some of you are in a fast right now and some of y'all are struggling. You know what I'm saying? You're struggling with them 21 days of vegan, no sugar. You know, some people do no grains. When I'm doing the Daniel fast, I do no grains, right? I know you like, how many salads can I have? Okay, because I can't. So I want to give you some tips, not necessarily recipes, because there's thousands of recipes online. You just got to look. I want to give you some tips on preparing for the Daniel fast. I even got notes, like I'm trying to be professional in 2019. Look at your girl. Look at me out here trying to be right, trying to be professional. Okay, let me get into it. So, okay, let me get so the first thing that I do when I prepare for the Daniel fast is I compile a list of recipes, and I kind of do that all year long. I actually have a Pinterest board just for Daniel fast recipes. So throughout the year, when I'm logging into Pinterest and I see things that look interesting, I'm looking at vegan recipes and gluten-free recipes. I'm trying to get a variety of cuisines, flavor profiles, things like that, so that I can have some resources to pull from, because while it's only 3 weeks, 21 days, listen, like I said, there's only so many times you can have salad and quinoa, okay? So the first thing I do is I compile a list of recipes. You can do that with cookbooks. You can do that with, like I said, Pinterest. You can do that with magazines. There's a lot of ways you can do that, but I kind of have a reservoir of recipes that I reference. I don't necessarily follow them to the T. Y'all know I don't follow recipes. That's why I don't write recipes anymore, because people do want a recipe. I'd be like, ain't no recipe. I don't cook with a recipe. Name me a chef that cooks with recipes besides pastry chefs. And pastry chefs don't use recipes. They use formulas. But that's the whole, let me bring it back to the point. The point is, ain't no recipes over here. Okay. So, but I compile recipes for inspiration. There we go, for inspiration. Okay, so, and I do it by category, right? So I think about what are different types of salads I could have, what are soups, what are breakfast, lunch, snack ideas, just a variety of different things that I like to have on hand, right? You know, just to make me feel like, okay, I can do this, right, without getting bored. So the second thing I do is I get rid of as much stuff that is not Daniel fast friendly as possible leading up to the fast, right? So if I've got eggs I need to use up, if I've got, you know, I don't really use white sugar, but if I've got, like, you know, sugar that I need to use up, a syrup or something like that, I try to get it out of my house, because I know me. And in that midnight hour when my stomach is like, feed me, Seymour, like, listen, I need to not have things that can help, that would like make it easy for me to get off the fast. I need to get rid of those things. And so if you guys were following me over the holidays, you saw me cooking up like a lot of stuff that's probably not as healthy as I normally eat. Number one, it was the holidays, so don't judge me. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I was trying to move through stuff, right? So I was getting rid of eggs. I was getting rid of, if I had some cheese left over for making macaroni and cheese for my family for the holidays, I was trying to move through that. You know, things, I had like these Jamaican spicy meat patties in my freezer that are so good. Okay, I'm sorry. I was having a moment. Me and the patties was having a moment. Anyway, I try to eat through all of that stuff, right? So if I've got like frozen chicken, anything, I try to move through that as much as possible before I start the fast. If you're a bigger family, you may have to start early, and I just started eliminating stuff. And then I do this for two reasons. Number one, it helps me you know, not be tempted, and then number two, it makes room for the things that I am going to be bringing in to enjoy during the Daniel fast. And number three, I like to, when I come out of the Daniel fast, kind of say, how much of this am I going to keep moving forward? And so if I'm already kind of cleaned out, then that's really helpful and beneficial in doing that. So that's kind of what I like to do. Okay. Number three, I make a list of the staple items I know I'm going to need to make it through. Okay, so for example, I when I'm Daniel fasting, I need something that's kind of like spicy and tangy and salty. So I go through a lot of salsa on the day. It needs to be spicy, no sugar added. I'm making sure I'm checking ingredients, make sure things are compliant. But I know I need like dates to sweeten smoothies in case my my dark berry smoothies aren't that sweet. I know I need lots of quinoa. I need vegetable stock. I need a lot of onions and garlic. Like there's a lot of things that I need, lots of spices, lots of herbs to make sure that as I'm going through that I'm still satisfied. The flavor is still good. The flavor is still there. So I make sure that I'm stocked up on onions and garlic, citrus, spices, just a variety of things. Vegetable stock. I have to check my vegetable stock and make sure that it is in fact vegan, because if you're not using vegan vegetable stock, there's probably sugar in it. And if there's sugar in it, then white sugar is processed on animal bones, which is no meat. Okay, so that's something you didn't know. So if you're big into like black beans or hummus or something like that, make sure you have the ingredients for that. So I start thinking about all the foods that I'm going to eat. I try not to focus on what I'm not going to be eating. I try to focus on what I am going to be eating and the variety of different things that I'm going to be eating. And then I make sure that I never run out of food. So even if I have food cooked in the refrigerator, if I only got like 2 meals left, I'm cooking again so that there's never a gap, because I would tell you the gap is what'll get you. The gap is what will get you. And so, like if I know I have lunch and dinner and a snack in my fridge, then I know it's time to cook, because by the time I eat that, I can very easily slip into the next day and not have something and then be wanting to, slide to Chick-fil-A for a spicy chicken biscuit. Okay. I don't even think they do spicy chicken and biscuits anymore, which is sad. Like, come on, Chick-fil-A. Okay, this is so off topic. Let me get back to the point. So I make sure that I stay ahead of my eating plan. And then when I'm out on the go, I make sure I have a lot of water. And then I make sure I have like a dried fruit in a bag and another piece of fruit, just to keep me ahead of the game. Okay. And so what else do I do? And then I plan my meals, right? And so I also try to vary the flavor profile. So if I'm doing Tex-Mex for a couple of days, then I may want to do like Italian inspired flavors, and then I may want to do like Asian flavors, and then I may want to do like Caribbean flavors, and then I may want to do like Greek flavors or something like that. I want to vary the flavor profiles of my food so that I don't necessarily go and just break the fast beforehand. And I will say this, one of the things that I had to learn over the years with doing the Daniel fast is that the goal is not to get as close as I can to the dietary restrictions as possible without going over the line, right? That's not really the goal. The goal is to punk my flesh into submission to my spirit. That's really, really the goal. And so I'm not necessarily trying to eliminate cravings. All I'm trying to do is stay on the fast, if that makes sense. So when I'm eating something, would this be great with a little bit of pecorino, Romano on top? Yes. You know what I'm saying? When I'm doing my Mediterranean style bowls with a little ground lamb, with some spices in it, be awesome. Yes. However, that's not really the goal. And I'm also not trying to go as close up to the line and see what I can get away with, because then I'm missing the intent. So it's really, really about, punking your body into submission to your spirit and pushing your plate to the side and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you set an intention for your fast, and make sure that you're prayerful if you're doing it for a spiritual reason. If you're not doing it for a spiritual reason, then you might as well say you want vegan for 21 days, because that's not anyway. So I'm only telling you guys, about me fasting for educational purposes. You guys know, if you read the scripture, you're not really supposed to tell people that you're fasting. Y'all know. Okay. So, but I have been sharing this year just things that I've been making, because I feel like it would be very helpful to people. And then I think there's great recipes or recipe inspiration, because I don't write recipes. Well, that's not true. I do write recipes, but only in my paid programs. Anyway. So the point is, recipe inspiration for you to make. If you follow me on Instagram, then you are seeing me making these in my Instagram stories, the things that I'm eating. So I'm just kind of tracking what I eat, you know, the flavor profiles that I'm doing for inspiration for people. And listen, I'm about to go eat right now because I'm hungry, okay? And another thing, okay, so no, wait a minute, I think I have another tip. Oh, here's the thing, and I try to do this whether I'm Daniel fasting or just regular eating, is that I try to eat as many colors of the rainbow and as many shades as possible every, like, within 48 hours, right? So red, orange, yellow, green, blue. I'm trying to get as many shades of those colors in as possible within 48 hours. So making sure that my body is getting a variety of nutrients, and keeping nuts on hand and quinoa on hand for just that extra protein boost, and lots of water. When I do use nut butters, they are unsweetened, and I'm not using honey or coconut sugar, things like that. So you guys know what the parameters are. I really don't have to go over that with you, but I just wanted to give you kind of a tactical plan on how to actually prepare and just stay. You have to stay ahead. I think that's the biggest thing. You have to have groceries on hand. You have to know when you're going to cook. You have to know when you're going to shop. I would even say portion out your meals. And yeah, it's really great practices for even when you're not fasting to keep you on a healthier lifestyle. But I thought I would share with you under the umbrella of preparing for a Daniel fast. So Happy New Year. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what other videos you would like to see in the future, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.